In this video, you'll learn what slash chords are and how to use them in your guitar playing. Slash chords can look confusing at first, however, once you understand them, they are actually quite easy to play. Hi, this is Simon Candy from Acoustic Guitar Lessons Online.net, and a great way to add more sophistication and interest to the chord progressions you play is to use slash chords. Slash chords are a way of adding smooth movement between the bass notes of each chord in a progression. In this lesson, I break the slash chord down for you before showing you how to use it in your playing. I'll present to you two examples of slash chords at work, and then the bass line that is created between the chords of the progression as a result, and then I'll show you a more extensive example of slash chords at work with a longer progression and the bass line that is created as a result of the slash chords used. So let's get into it. Okay, so slash chords, what are they? Slash chords are when you put a note in the lower register of the chord, in the bass of the chord that is not the root note. So when you play, for example, open chords like a C or a G or an E or a D or what have you, these are all root position chords. So are your standard bar chord shapes, right? And what that means is the lowest note in each of the chords is the root note. So if I'm playing a C chord, the root note I'm strumming from is C. I'm strumming from the root note, which is C. Or a G, G is the root note, so it's in root position. G is the lowest note in that chord. I play an A bar chord, the lowest note, A, root position. Slash chords are when we put another note in the bass other than the root note. And these chords are written, with a slash, hence the name. So, for example, I'll give you an example here, okay? So we can have like a basic chord progression or vamp, if you like, that goes from a C to an A minor 7. Okay, it's a common chord change. C to A minor 7. Now what often happens to smooth that out a little bit and create a little bit of movement in the bass between those two chords is often a slash chord is put in between those two chords, the C and the A minor 7. So what often happens is you have a C and then you have a C with a B in the bass, right? So I've got my C chord and then I adjust it so that there's a B in the bass of the chord instead of the C. Okay, but the rest of the chord is still there. Okay. Now, as you can probably hear there, when you hear it out of context, not all slash chords, but this one is because the note that we're adding to it's not in the C chord, okay, the B note. So it's kind of think, that's a bit dissonant, it's not sounding too great, but you've got to hear it in context, right? Here's the C, C with the B in the bass, to the A minor. And we could do the C with the B, back to the C. So see that nice stepping down motion and then back up in the bass. Okay, now that chord is written C/B, as you can see in the diagram that's most likely on your screen right now, right? So the first letter you see, or the first note you see, is the chord C. To the right of the slash is the new note you've put into the bass. Okay, that's the slash chord. C with a B in the bass. Sometimes they might say it might be referred to as B over C, meaning there's a B note over the C chord. I tend to call it C with B in the bass. Either way, it's a slash chord and it smooths out the chord progression, creates a nice line in the bass. So with this chord progression, the C with the B, the A minor, and back to the C with the B, if we just extract the bass voicing out of that, we've got the C, down to B, to the A, back to the B, and back to the C. Really nice, smooth, connecting voice leading between those chords. Here's a little thing that's important to kind of lessen the dissonance a bit, and I think it sounds a lot better typically when you play slash chords, most times. And that is to kind of pluck the bass out of the chord progression first before strumming. It kind of lessens the dissonance a bit and it highlights the bass, which is what the slash chord is all about. So instead of perhaps going like this, that sounds okay, so there's nothing really too wrong with that, but I'd be more inclined to maybe go. Right? You can hear the bass more now. Okay, so quite often, not necessarily all the time, but I would pluck the bass note out first and then strum the chord when playing a slash chord progression to highlight the bass movement that the slash chord is providing. So that's one example of a slash chord. Okay, so another example of slash chords at work, very similar this one. This time I'm going to be playing a G major chord going to an E minor 7 chord. Okay, so G major, to an E minor 7 chord. And in between, I'm going to step down, much like I did from the C to the A minor chord, with this F sharp note. Okay, and so what it's going to end up being is a G chord to a G with an F sharp in the bass to the E minor 7, and then back to the G with the F sharp in the bass. Okay, so once more, G with an F sharp, E minor 7, and G with an F sharp in the bass. Okay, so this is the slash chord, right? G slash F sharp. G chord with an F sharp in the bass. Now, when I do play this chord and my first finger is playing that F sharp, it's blocking out that 5th string because this finger comes away from the B note. We don't want the A string in there. It's not in the chord and it's going to sound very dissonant. So we just block it out with the first finger, the index finger, as it's playing the F sharp. Okay. And I actually did that in the C example too. When I went to the C with the B in the bass, this second finger blocked out the 4th string. Okay, and you'll see that in the chord diagram, the little X next to those strings. So that's another example, just a really nice bass movement in the chord progression. So with this progression, you got G, stepping down to F sharp, to the E, back to the F sharp, and we strum it, separating the bass a little bit like I was doing in the last example. So the G with the F sharp in the bass, the E minor, back to the G with the F sharp to the G. Okay, another common slash chord used in an example like that one there is instead of G with an F sharp in the bass, sometimes it'll be a D with an F sharp in the bass. And to get that chord, this is a very common slash chord, this one, D, and your thumb comes over the top to play the F sharp. And the thumb also blocks out that 5th string. And you get a nice D with an F sharp in the bass. That also functions really well as a stepping down chord or a bridging chord between G and E minor 7. So to be like this. So you've got that D with the F sharp in the bass. Okay, so that's another example of slash chords at work. Okay, so let me give you one more example of slash chords at use, and this time it'll be a little bit of a longer chord progression using mostly slash chords I've shown you already. So this chord progression without slash chords would sound like this. Okay, so sounds okay, there's nothing wrong with it, but we're going to pad it out a little bit with some slash chords to bring really nice bass movement into this chord progression. So what we're going to do is we're going to play the G, but before going to E minor we're going to use our G with the F sharp in the bass, down to the E minor 7, then we're going to go to a standard D chord to the C, and before going to A minor, C with the B in the bass, then the A minor. And here's a slash chord we haven't looked at yet. It's an A minor with a G in the bass, which then goes to the D with the F sharp in the bass. Okay, so that A minor with the G in the bass, when your pinky, which is the finger you'll use to play the G, it blocks out the 5th string because you don't want to hear the clash of the G and the A note together there. Okay, so again it's G with the F sharp is connecting to the E minor, then it goes to a standard D, to the C, C with B, A minor with G, and the D with the F sharp. Now, the bass line that occurs as a result of those slash chords goes like this. We've got the G, the F sharp, nice step down to the E minor, then the D, then the C, we're just descending through the key, the B, the A, the G, and the F sharp. And then when we want to play the progression again, repeat it, that F sharp leads beautifully into the G. Now, if you look carefully there, we've just descended the G major scale. We've gone C, this is the bass line, right? C. We've gone G, F sharp, E, D, C, B, A, G, down to F sharp, before coming back to G. So we've literally just descended the G major scale through our chord progression. And that's a really beautiful, nice bass movement you can bring into chord progressions when applying slash chords. So let me play through it so you can hear that. And I'll again pluck out the bass notes so it accentuates or highlights the bass, which is the whole point of the progression with slash chords. Okay, so here we go. If you liked this video, then you will love this ebook audio I've created for you called Awesome Acoustic Rhythm Techniques that will transform the way you play your guitar. In this ebook, I take you through one of the most common chord progressions in music. What's not so common are the approaches we will apply to it. You will learn how to use embellishments and extensions to decorate the progressions you play, much like a pianist would, resulting in very cool, unique, and sophisticated sounding music. You'll also learn great ways to play rhythm fills that can punctuate the space between your chord changes, much like the rhythm guitar playing of Jimi Hendrix. So click the link in the description below this video and download your free ebook audio, Awesome Acoustic Rhythm Techniques that will transform the way you play your guitar. Let me know in the comments section what acoustic guitar topics you would like to see covered in future videos. I read every comment and I would love to hear your suggestions. If you like this video, then hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the all-important notification bell button so YouTube can tell you when I've released a new video. This is Simon Candy from acousticguitarlessonsonline.net. Thank you as always for watching this video. I appreciate your time and I'll see you in the next video.